Lewis Hamilton will start from 5th position in the Spanish Grand Prix. At first glance, it may seem like a decent result, especially considering the worrying signs the SF25 showed during free practice. But in a weekend where the Ferrari looked more like a moving question mark, what Hamilton truly achieved wasn't just a position, it was a warning. During Friday and Saturday sessions, he openly complained about the car's disastrous drivability, a rare tone from a 7-time world champion unless he senses internal politics brewing. His feedback was sharp, both technical and emotional. Meanwhile, Charles Leclerc, the team's golden boy, failed to convert his promising FP3 performance and ended up in 7th. And what did Ferrari do? They skipped a second Q3 attempt for Leclerc to save a set of soft tyres. Strategy or political shielding? The silence over the radio is starting to speak volumes. McLaren had the last laugh with a dominant front row lockout, and Verstappen, flying solo in a struggling Red Bull camp, secured a spot in the top 3. But the real story has yet to be told. Look beyond the grid positions, Hamilton in P5, Leclerc in P7, and you'll find a rift growing silently inside Ferrari. One car, two realities. Charles, the long-term investment, had track position and momentum after a strong FP3. Yet, when it mattered in Q3, he wasn't sent back out for a second flying lap, officially to save tyres, realistically, to avoid Hamilton out-qualifying him again in equal conditions. Because here's the inconvenient truth. Despite struggling all weekend, Hamilton pulled out a lap that put him ahead. No upgrades, no new wing, just pure racecraft under pressure. It's not just about who's faster, it's about who they want to look faster, and Hamilton's 5th place sent a message to the entire paddock. Even with a car not built for me, I'm still a threat. Meanwhile, Leclerc's strategy felt like damage control disguised as planning. Was he being protected, or was Hamilton being contained? The tension is growing, and when the lights go out, the political race starts long before turn 1. "I like to think I have the car to fight for the podium tomorrow," Hamilton told Sky, with a calm tone that barely masked the fire underneath. On paper, it sounded like optimism, but listen closely, it was also defiance. He knows the SF25 doesn't shine in qualifying. He knows McLaren and Red Bull have found something Ferrari hasn't, but race pace? That's where Hamilton sees his window, and not because the car suddenly transforms on Sundays, but because he does. He's hinting at a truth Ferrari might not want aired. They're not setting up for Saturdays anymore. They're gambling everything on his ability to extract miracles over race distance. Why? Because in pure one-lap pace, Ferrari's chaos engineering can't beat the precision of Norris or Piastri. Hamilton's eyes are on turn 1, and his words were a coded promise. We'll need to be aggressive from the first corner. Not cautious, not conservative, aggressive. That's not a veteran preserving tyres, that's a gladiator signaling war. And Ferrari, they'd better keep up, or get out of his way. The front row is a statement. Piastri on pole, Norris beside him, not Verstappen, not Ferrari, not Mercedes, McLaren. Again. And it's no longer a surprise, it's a pattern. But the real story isn't just that they're fast, it's that no one seems able, or willing, to stop them. Are they simply this good, or are others silently holding back? Hamilton's qualifying pace clearly shows the SF25 had more to give, but it wasn't unleashed. Leclerc held in Q3, Mercedes, absent, Red Bull, one car in the fight, and that's the red flag. Because when a team suddenly dominates with surgical precision, while traditional powerhouses stumble in sync, something doesn't smell right. Could McLaren be riding a wave of under-the-table tech alignment? Or are they the convenient new threat to distract from deeper fractures in the Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes triangle? Piastri and Norris earned that front row, but it's what the others didn't do that should raise eyebrows. Max Verstappen secured 3rd place, alone, no teammate, no buffer. While Tsunoda will start dead last, the 3-time world champion once again found himself as the only strong link in a weakened Red Bull chain. The question isn't whether Max is still fast. He is. The real question is, why does Red Bull seem to have vanished from the technical dominance map? Their upgrades are cautious, their radio chatter more tense, and Verstappen himself is showing subtle signs of frustration. What he pulled off in qualifying was pure survival instinct, extracting the impossible from a car no longer offering easy wins. But what no one wants to say out loud is the silence surrounding Sergio Perez. He's vanished, faded, and in the paddock, that has a name: internal wear. Verstappen is either choosing to stand alone or being left exposed to reveal Red Bull's internal fractures. That truth could explain why McLaren rises, Ferrari self-sabotages, and Hamilton still believes. Because where there's a power vacuum, someone is always ready to strike. Charles Leclerc didn't take a second shot in Q3. The official story, tyre preservation, but in Monaco, it was Hamilton left out early. Now in Spain, it's Leclerc. a pattern emerges. One Ferrari doesn't want you to connect. Skipping a second run in Q3 isn't just strategic, it's symbolic. It says, we're not playing to win today. Leclerc, once the weekend's hopeful after topping FP3, was sidelined when it mattered. And why? Because allowing him to go again risked him eclipsing Hamilton, and maybe exposing internal contradictions about who the team is really backing. Ferrari is trying to balance a PR dream, two top-tier drivers with equal chances, but actions speak louder. Saving tires is an excuse, sacrificing track position is a choice, and Leclerc in that moment wasn't just managing rubber, he was being managed. The fans saw a tactical move, but the paddock saw something else. Ferrari buying political peace by compromising sporting aggression. In a season like this, those choices won't stay hidden for long. Throughout Friday and Saturday, Hamilton made no secret of his dissatisfaction with the SF25's behavior. Oversteer in medium-speed corners, poor traction on exits, and inconsistent balance plagued every session. But here's the twist. Ferrari didn't respond. No major overnight changes, no visible shift in car behavior. Which raises the uncomfortable question, was this really just a setup struggle, or was Hamilton being handed a compromised car under the guise of experimentation? In a team that still operates with political layers thicker than carbon fiber, a poor setup can be more than just engineering noise, it can be a message. You're still the new guy, you drive what we give you. Hamilton's style demands front-end confidence and late-braking flexibility. The SF25 this weekend gave him neither, and yet he still put it P5. That's not luck, that's defiance. If Ferrari truly wants both drivers at the front, they'll need to stop treating Hamilton like a guest and start listening to a champion. Because one more setup misalignment and the gloves will come off. As lights prepare to go out in Barcelona, Ferrari's garage is split, not just in strategy, but in purpose. Hamilton eyes the podium, calling for aggression from turn 1. Leclerc waits with saved softs, poised for a longer game. But these aren't just tactical divergences, they're philosophical divides. One driver pushes now, demanding results, the other waits for conditions to align, and the team tiptoeing on a wire, afraid to commit fully to either. If Ferrari allows Hamilton to attack early, they risk Leclerc being outshone again. If they hold him back, they waste his momentum and send another signal that internal politics outweigh performance. But Hamilton didn't come to Maranello to be managed. He came to rewrite legacy, and Sunday's race may be the first real test, not of speed, but of control. Because when ambition clashes with allegiance, the car isn't the only thing under pressure. The truth is simple, only one of them will leave this weekend as Ferrari's alpha. And the other, he'll know it by lap 1. They say Formula 1 is just about speed, but you've seen the cracks, the silences, the decisions that don't add up. So tell us, who's really calling the shots at Ferrari? Was Leclerc protected or sacrificed? Is Hamilton being set up to fail or to explode onto the scene? Was McLaren's front row lockout pure performance or the result of others holding back? Is Verstappen fighting for wins or fighting to keep control of a crumbling empire? Drop your theories in the comments, reply to someone you disagree with. Let's expose the truths they won't show on the broadcast. Because if you're here, you're not just watching F1, you're decoding it. And this is just the beginning.